What's up, what's up, what's up, my fellow Cancerians? Welcome, guys. I hope you're having a beautifully, phenomenally blessed day. Thank you for being here on this Becky's House of Cards, or for joining me for another moment in Becky's House of Cards. Please like this video, share this video, subscribe to my channel down below, set that notification bell so you always know when the next video does go live, knowing that that is a free way to support the channel, as well as to help energetically connect me with you so that I can get you out more resonating readings. Also, if you're interested in supporting the channel further or getting a personal reading, that is all linked down in the description box down below. I want to thank you to anybody who has donated, who's thinking about donating, who has gotten a personal reading, or who is thinking about getting a personal reading. I'm truly blessed that you guys are here in my life on this journey with me. Thank you so very much. And I do want to thank you to all of my OGs, my new Gs, and anybody that allows me your most precious asset, your time. It's an honor, a blessing, a privilege being here for you guys, giving you these messages. And my prayer, as always, is that they fall upon your heart in a way that reminds you to use your intuition and your discernment to take back your power and to live your highest journey in this now moment. So that being said, I don't have a topic at hand. It's just whatever messages that Source wants to bring through. I'm in a different setting, guys, because I am back on the road. Super excited. Stagnancy has been moved on. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. What messages, Source, do you have for our Cancerian friends? How can we help out Cancer in this time? What do they need to know? I apologize for the dogs, guys. What messages do you have for Cancer at this time, Source? How can we help them out on their journey? How can we help out Cancer along our journey? What do they need to know, Source? I feel like you guys have something stuck in your throat. You guys aren't able to say something that you need to say. What messages do you have for our Cancerian friends at this time? Thank you. And it's almost like weighing on you. Like, I get this pressure in my heart chakra right now, and it's like weighing on you guys a lot. It's almost like you guys are just really afraid of the outcome, and Source is saying, like, well, you can't control the outcome of the situation, but you can control being honest with yourself. And if you're not being honest with yourself, then it's going to kind of stifle your spiritual growth. It's not going to kind of, it will. It'll stifle your spiritual growth along the way. What messages do you have for our Cancerian friends, Source? How can we help them out at this time? What messages would you like Cancer to know at this time, Source? How can we help them out? Okay, thank you. What other messages do you have for our Cancerian friends, Source? What other messages do you have for our Cancerian friends? What do they need to know at this time? Wow. This wants to be on this side. Okay. You guys could be dealing with a Capricorn. You don't have to be. What other messages do you have for our Cancerian friends, Source? How can we help them out? Okay. Wow. Could be dealing with an Aquarius. What other messages do we have for our Cancerian friends, Source? What other messages do you have for our Cancerian friends? What do they need to know? Okay. So these two. Okay. Thank you, Source. Wow. What do we got on the bottom? We've got the Hermit on the upright on the bottom, followed by the High Priestess or the Popess in the reverse, right? I think you guys are realizing you haven't been following your intuition like you thought you were. This has been a really hard realization for you guys. Yeah. I understand now. Thank you, Source. Okay, so we've got the Queen of Coins reversed, the Magician upright, the Star reversed, Temperance upright, the Knight of Cups upright, and the Hermit upright with the Popess reversed, followed by, look, your energy there. The Knight of Wands reversed, and your guys' energy underneath the Knight of Wands. Okay. I don't want to get too far into it here, guys, because otherwise it'll turn into a crazy long-ass reading. Oh, here's the deal. You guys are too concerned with the way things appear when it comes to your love life. Like, that's what's going on right now, and I feel like Source has forced you into a situation where you have to look at that. It's almost like, okay, so don't get me wrong, guys. I'm not saying, like, oh, like, you're concerned about, you know, this or that or the other, but there's an underlying belief here where it's almost like, oh, it's like maybe you're in a marriage and you're not in a loving marriage. Okay, again, an example here. Don't get freaked out. But you guys are in a marriage and you're in an unloving marriage, and it's like the appearance of that marriage has been more important to you than the fact that it's an unloving marriage, because everybody says you have to stay in that marriage and divorce is a bad thing, right? But understanding that divorce is kind of like a protection force. I'm not saying that you guys should go out and get a divorce. If it's not right for you, please don't. But I'm just, again, this is an example they want me to put out, especially with these two things coming out together. Okay? With these two things coming out together, the Knight of Wands with the Popess in the reverse, it's like you guys are in this energy of thinking that you have to stay in a situation that is romantically frustrating to you because of how it appears to the outside world. Being overly concerned with superficial situations here. It's like being overly concerned with the way your community views you. This could be because of church, you know? I hear it's like you can get excommunicated from churches because of something like that. And it's like, honestly, guys, like, I get it. I get it. It's scary. It's scary to leave like a family like that that's supposed to be there through you, with you, and through things, through thick and thin. But you have something like that where maybe you're in an abusive relationship and you need to get out of it, but they're not going to support you saving yourself because of how it appears in the front of God. It's like, honestly, this is just a thing. I cannot imagine that God created this bondage of marriage so that you could stay in a situation of abuse. And this, I feel like, is something that somebody needs to hear. Right? Like, God didn't say you have to marry this person and stay with this person for the rest of your life, but every month they give you a black eye, or they broke your rib, or they break your wrist, or... You know what I mean? Like, that is not fair. That is not something that God ever created. God is a loving God, okay? And I call God Source because that's from whence we came. But Source is very loving and kind and compassionate. And it's like, Source is not going to judge you from walking away from something to save your well-being. Right? And I feel like that's where you're at right now. You're in this energy. Somebody is very, very abusive towards you. Somebody is they have a problem with your authority. They have a problem with authority in general. They have a problem in general with a lot of things, and they take it out on you. And it's like, you're wondering, it's like with this magician here, it's almost like, but you know, I agreed to this and like, I have to stay, but I feel like there's no hope. You're stuck between a rock and a hard place, Cancer. It's like, you're like, I don't have any hope left. Like, there's nothing I can do to heal this connection. There's nothing I can do to make this connection better. There's nothing I can do to bring love into this connection. And Source is saying the only thing you can do is to truly look within. Look within and see that, you know what, again, if it's a church, guys, like, you know, this is hard. This is a really difficult situation, okay, and I understand it, but you're not alone. And even though they may make you feel like you're alone, or they may excommunicate you or something like that, or exile you, whatever it is, just knowing that you guys are not created to stay in situations that man says that you have to stay in, right? You know, you guys are like, but it's in the Bible. It's like, yeah, but there are some situations that apply to the now. It's like, regardless of a ring on your finger, I can't ever imagine God creating us saying that you have to stay in a super abusive situation. Whether that's with a narcissist, or whether that's with an actual physical abuser, whether that's with an emotional abuser, mental abuser, whoever it is. But abuse is coming through so strong right now. It's making me feel like whoever this message is for, you guys are getting abused in a lot of different ways. And it's almost like you're under the impression, like, I have to stay in this situation because that's what a higher power told me to do. And it's like, you know what? I know plenty of people who have left a situation like that and have found happiness in another situation. And, you know, again, with your card coming out here, it's for you. It's like Source saying, like, you can have victory in here. You can create a situation that's going to be stronger than you ever imagined, but it's like it's going to take you looking outside of it from this normal situation that you have put yourself in, which is saying, oh, it's what society says. It's what society tells me, and I have to do that. And that's why the Hermit's here, because it's like forcing you to look at things from a different place. And I think that's really scary for you right now, Cancer, especially with you guys being the mother of the zodiac. You guys come from a place of wanting to keep the family together at all costs. It's like, I can't see my family just break apart because I am family. I want family so bad, and I understand that, but it's like, what if you have a happier life or a happier family somewhere else? you know? And that's sometimes I think it's like, oh, I can't ask myself that question. That's going against everything in my body. Like, and it's like, that is because it's a societal belief put on you that you have to stay stuck in this situation, that you can't create happiness for yourself, because you should just be thankful for what you have. And yes, you should be thankful for what you have, but you shouldn't also try to make excuses for people who aren't willing to do healing, or who are in a very bad place, and putting you in a very bad place, because, you know, that's sometimes what happens along the journey. It's like, we'll get involved or stuck with people who just are not good for us, or very toxic for us, and we think that we have to stay in that situation, thinking that that's what's going to get us through, and somehow, some way, shape, or form, God's going to intervene and say, oh no, this is going to happen, or let me heal this person, or let me change this. And it's not like that, because it's like God only meets us halfway. If we take action, God will meet us halfway, right? If we take action, Source meets us in the middle. It's not Source intervening. Like, that's not how it works. That's not how any of this works, because we're human. We have decision. And if Source intervened in everything that we did, we wouldn't have free will, right? And so it's like, you have to exercise your free will and overcome this fear of believing you have to stay present in a situation because of the way it appears to your family, friends, and your peers. Because that's what's going on here. And it's like, the sad thing is, Cancer, is that either you love somebody else, okay, like this is coming through. Either you love somebody else outside of this marriage, outside of this situation. This could just be a relationship. You love somebody else, or somebody else has offered you love, and you couldn't even take that love because of the fear that you have inside of letting go of what is right now. Like, you feel like it's hopeless, and I feel like you watch this person, whoever it is, and I feel like the thing is if this person offered you love, I feel like you love them too. And I think that scares you too, because it's like, but I'm supposed to love who I'm with. Okay, like, this is somebody who's very overbearing, controlling, like, unfair, unfit to be with you. Like, I'm sorry if that sounds rude, it's rude, but the thing is this person is not, they're only with you for what you have to offer them. And that's here's the thing, Cancer, like, this has been coming up a lot in your guys' reading, and I think it's like, Source is just putting it out there, like, when you make a decision for you, that's what's going to change the outcome of your cards. Like, so whoever it is that's watching this, Cancer, you know, you guys have been staying stuck in a situation, and right now you guys have a full moon in Cancer coming up in Capricorn season, and this is a very deeply healing moon. It's in your energy, and the thing is it's going to bring out a lot of jealousy. It's going to bring out a lot of guilt tripping. It's going to bring out a lot of uncertainties. And Source is saying you have an opportunity to heal it, and somebody came in that forced you guys to do healing that you didn't know you had to do. And it has to do with love. Like, they're really pointing out to me right now, this has to do with love. And you guys know I don't really like to do love readings. Like, it's not, unless it comes out. And when it comes out, and they're making it very clear here that this has to do with a soulmate situation. Someone you're supposed to, you know, maybe be with, or maybe this person was meant to just come into your life to help expedite your healing. It doesn't matter. However it resonates with you guys. I'm not here to put a label on it, but this person came in offering you love, and they were very romantic, and I feel like you were very romantic with them, but then the fear of what is actually sat in, and it was like, oh, it's easier to dream about and romanticize about it rather than to take action on what needs to be taken action on. And it's sad, because you guys are such beautiful souls, and you, God, Cancer, my mom was a Cancer, guys, and let me tell you, as a Pisces, like, I love Cancers, because I would watch my mom just, and how she served people, like, and it was just, it was so sad, because my mom always showed up for the people who didn't want to show up for her. But it was like she would go out of her way to try and win over these people who didn't want to change, who didn't want anything except for the love that my mom had to offer. And I would watch her give the shirt off her back for these people. And that, every time I think about Cancerian energy, no matter what, yeah, you guys get moody when you're not in your upright energy. Like, yeah, sometimes you guys are crabbies. I mean, you guys are represented by the crabs. Hello, look, I'm represented by the fish. Sometimes I'll just swim away. Like, bye, I'll be slippery like a fish, right? Like, that's cool. But that's the thing. It's like we all have our negative aspects. But man, you guys and your loving aspects, it's so baffling to me because you guys will literally give away the core of your being just to try and make things work when you know in your heart of hearts it's not ever going to work. And you know that. And you know, but you still try. Like, I don't know if you guys have heard this story or not, but I am going to mention it. It's like when my mom got sick and she was in the hospital, and she was always there for people when they got sick, when their family was down, when they needed advice. Like, my mom gave so much of herself. And then when she got sick, only 3 people out of those hundreds of people that she helped showed up to even see if she was okay. And my mom asked me, and remember, this really makes me emotional, so I apologize if I cry. It just breaks my heart because I feel like this is cancer at your guys' core. My mom looked me in the eyes, and her eyes are so big, like a little child, and she's just like, Becky, why isn't anybody here? And all I could tell her is, Mom, the people who want to be there will be. But for you guys, it's like chasing the people who don't want to be there. And it's like a goal of your guys is to change them into people who do want to be there. Why? Why is that? Like, I don't if you guys can explain that to me, I would love that, because I tried to understand that in my mom, and I had that too. I did that too in my life because I learned that from her. To fight for the people who don't want to be there. And that was a very deep wound that took so long for me to get over. And I feel like one of you guys needs to hear this, okay? If not, the whole of you guys need to hear this. If this resonates with you, leave me a red heart down below in the comment section. Just, you don't have to say anything. Just leave me a red heart down there, and I'm going to send you guys a prayer, because this is just very deeply concerning here. It's just, you guys have given so much into this connection, and at the same time, it's like you guys are also afraid to give your love in this connection. It's like you're very passionate about whoever it is that came into your life, but you're just holding so tightly onto something from the past. And the only thing that you guys don't realize is both of you guys are concerned about the same thing, the material aspect of it. So how it has manifested into the outside world. So news is coming. Something's going to happen that you guys are going to be able to see a truth. I feel like I heard secret is going to be revealed. Yeah. And you guys are learning something deeply. Yeah. You guys are learning something deeply. Like, this is something within that you guys are learning. We have wind and activation on the bottom over here. You guys are activating a deep spiritual gift within you. And I feel like that's listening to your intuition. It's not that you guys are not intuitive. I think you are. I think that you guys have always used your intuition to help people who don't want help. And I don't want you guys to feel bad about that either. It's admirable. It's truly admirable. It is. But it doesn't get you anywhere. So we have number 34, which is will and tiger, right? And this talks about having strong will. Especially if I'm talking to some women out there. Like, you guys, it's hard to be a woman in this world and exert strong will. And it's like, if you guys are married to an abusive husband, it's like to leave an abusive husband is difficult, right? Because of how it appears. Or you might not feel like you have an opportunity to survive. And Source is saying you just have to exert your decision and make a decision for yourself, and I'll catch you every time. You don't know how. Can you be okay with not knowing? You have luck, but you have to exercise it. Look, and change your perspective. Exactly. We talked about that. This is perfect. I'm so glad this came out for you guys. It's like finding the light in the dark. Like, you have to find your own inner light in the dark, but it's been scary for you guys because the way you see the outside world, you're worried about how this appears to the outside world. It's like you want victory. You want to grow from this. Like, you want to move on from this too, but you're just so afraid of how it appears to the outside world. But I think something is going to happen that's going to force you into looking at this. Like I said, I feel like there's going to be a secret that's revealed. So I heard a pregnancy. I don't know. That is something that's coming out right now. It's a pregnancy. I also feel like, wow, Source, that is too many. I'm sorry, I'm not taking that. That was a whole grip of those. I feel like you guys are going to learn something about somebody. Also, could be an STD. I'm really sorry, guys. Like, I just want you guys to know, just be prepared for anything. Like, something could happen here, but I did hear pregnancy. You came through very, very strong. And I feel like somebody's going to pin something on you that it's not theirs to pin on you. And I feel like this is for the men who watch my videos. It's like, just being careful. Just be super careful to all of you guys. Whoever's a Cancer, take back your power. Yes, exactly. Thank you, Source, for this beautiful confirmation with Will and Tiger. Like, not being afraid to exert your willpower, not being afraid to exert your power, not controlling anybody else, but standing your ground, setting boundaries and standing in those. Stop pointing the blame. Yeah, so I feel like that's the thing. It's like you're really blaming all these outside circumstances. Like, oh, well, what will my community... I keep feeling this is a community. This could be family. It could be a church. Again, these very specific things coming through here. But whatever is resonating with you, that's what you're pointing blame on. It's like you're not taking responsibility because you're just trying to like shove the responsibility off on all these things outside of you. Just seriously had a pigeon come over here and land outside the window. Like, so beautifully. It was so graceful, guys. It was beautiful. It's like, and pigeons represent intelligence. Like, they're one of the more intelligent birds. In fact, they're very intelligent. They're very smart. That's why they use them as carrier birds. And again, recreating that, what did I say? Message is coming in. We've got Raven message or news coming in. So I feel like you guys are going to receive a message soon that's going to kind of like cement what it is that you need to do moving forward. Is it easy? No. Simple? Yes. Easy? No. We have spring energy coming through here. No, this is not a time frame. This is talking about a rebirth for you guys. You're going through a transformation and you guys are about to be reborn. New and whole and filled with love and light and knowing of who you are. That's beautiful energy to come out. When are you going to choose self-love instead of living by these societal constructs? Yeah. You have an opportunity here to choose self-love, to choose yourself. And I think you feel like, again, with Cancers, that feels selfish. I'm just going to be honest. That feels selfish. Like, Cancer's like, I can't do that. That's selfish. That's wrong. My mom was the same way. And I'm like, no, that's not selfish. That is how you become selfless. Choosing self is selfless. Why? Because you encourage and inspire others to do the same. If you guys are arguing with me right now, let me ask you, if you had a best friend and your best friend came to you with the situation that you had, what would you tell them? Wouldn't you tell them to choose themselves? Or would you tell them it's selfish for them to choose themselves and maybe they should just stay in the situation they're in, even though they're miserable and they're crying and they're not sleeping and they have tons of stress and they're staying up all night? No, like, as a best friend, you'd be like, look, I love you, boo, and I'll be there and I'll support you. Can you do that for yourself? It's not easy. Look, your intuition is correct. What did I say? It's not that you guys aren't intuitive. You are intuitive, but that's the thing. It's like you almost want to deny yourself the fact that your intuition is telling you that this is not for you, and instead you're going based on... So when the Popes comes out in the reverse, this is saying you're being led by your emotional ego, and your emotional ego is telling you, oh, but society says if you leave this person, again, it could be anything. This could be a job. It could be a family. It could be anything, guys. But I keep feeling like this is about relationships. Like, sort of showing me this is about love. It's almost like you guys have placed a title or a label on this situation. And that label in itself is keeping you guys stuck because you're so afraid of how it appears to outside people. And that's what Source is saying. Like, you already know. Like, you already know it's not good for you. You already know. 23:33 on the clock when I said that. 3:33. Come on, guys. You already know. You already know it's not good for you. Take back your power. Live your best journey. You guys are so powerful. And let me tell you guys, when you guys are in your power, like, oh, you guys shine so beautifully. It is almost, it's insane. It's insane because no one can come near your guys' nurturing. You are the mother of the zodiac. Of course they couldn't. Why? Because that's the reason you guys are the nurturers. You're connected to the home family life. Because without you guys, we would all be lost. We wouldn't know the importance of having family. But it is important to have healthy family, not toxic family, okay? I love you, Cancer. You're amazing. Own your amazingness, okay? You're awesome sauce. You're so good, okay? So I'm going to leave it there. Please like this video, share this video, subscribe to the channel down below, set that notification bell so you always know when the next video does go live. And with that being said, until next time, go forth boldly, my fellow Cancerians, and courageously find creative ways to rise above in life, laughter, and love until we meet each other again. Mwah. Peace out. I love y'all. Bye.